Sadie's fingers tensed as she turned the key. The lock was stiff, and her hand slipped and slid beneath the latex gloves. Come on. The lock began to move, tumblers clicking, before it froze again. Come on, almost there? She twisted harder. For a moment, nothing happened, and then the key shifted with an audible click. The heavy wooden door of the cabin swung inward. Looks like that was the right. Her throat caught on the sickening stench of rot. What the hell is that? Murray said. Smells like something died in there. A knowing look passed between Jordan and Sadie. Just stay outside, sir, she said. We'll let you know what we've found once we've gone through the house. You sure? I want to help if... You stay where you are, Mr. Miles, Jordan said, holding up his hand. We've got this under control. Sadie cupped her hand to her mouth, shouting, Brian, we're going inside now. Murray's waiting here. Can you come round? His answer echoed from the side of the house. Got it. I'll be right there, just finishing this up. Sadie turned back to Murray. Stay here, she said sharply. This is a crime scene. We can't contaminate evidence. But it smells like... We'll be right back, Murray, Jordan said. Just relax. He swung the door closed, separating the two officers from the man waiting on the front step. Thanks, Sadie said. Murray's getting on my last nerve today. Don't know what's up with him, Jordan said. He seemed weird to you? A bit, but then it's Murray, she smirked. Weird is relative. Fair enough, Jordan laughed, then gagged. Jesus, what is that? Only one way to find out. Sadie walked forward with slow, steady steps, her ears and eyes attuned to the smallest of details. The entranceway, though benign enough, was cluttered with coats and several pairs of shoes. At least two of them didn't seem to have a pair. Sadie carefully stepped around the scattered footwear, heading toward the inner rooms. She glanced up. The lights in the hallway were on. You didn't turn on the lights when you came in, did you? Sadie said. Nope, just walked in. You? Not me. She pulled out her notepad. I'll make a note. Lights in the hallway on when we came in. I'm going to document the entrance, Jordan said, lifting the camera to his eye. Tell me if you see anything. Got it, Sadie said, walking forward. Shout if there's anything you need tagged. Uh-huh, thanks. The flash of the camera began like a lightning storm, filling the hallway as Sadie headed away from Jordan. Nearing the end of the corridor, the light grew dim. The faint sound of a television rose. Sadie paused. The scent of death was stronger here, and it had the copper penny undertone of blood. The memory of Jim lying dead on Susan's kitchen floor flashed and disappeared in the darkness of her mind, making the skin on the back of her neck crawl. She took a shaky breath. Just a step at a time, she whispered. There's nothing in here. It only felt like there was. Sadie scanned the hallway. Barring a few scuffs along the edges, the results of an overzealous vacuum cleaner, there was nothing noteworthy in the main section of the hall. Her gaze lifted. A darkened doorway waited for her on the left, an open stairwell leading to the second floor directly in front of her, a third entrance visible further down the hall. Her feet slowed as she neared the shadowy entrance, and she swallowed hard. Behind her, the flashes stopped. You find something? Jordan called. Not yet, but it smells worse here. On my way. Sadie took a single step toward the darkness. The fog of decay rose, filling the air, pressing down on her. Nausea rose and she coughed. Through the doorway, she could see the dim outlines of furniture, but little else. There's something inside. She jerked at the unexpected memory of Jim's voice. A second later, a hand brushed her elbow and she squeaked in surprise. Jesus, she snapped. Don't do that, Jordan. Sorry, you looked worried. He squinted into the shadows. What do you see in there? Nothing yet. She pulled the flashlight from her belt. I'm going to turn on the lights, but I want to check the plates first. Check them for what? She caught Jordan's eyes. For blood. There's something in that room. Can't you smell it? I figured it was rotten food or something. Her jaw tightened until her teeth hurt. That's not rotten food. That's something dead. You think there's... Behind them, at the far end of the hallway, the door swung open. Jordan spun. Murray, he bellowed. You can't just walk in here. This is a crime scene, for Christ's sake. Murray said something inaudible and Jordan stormed down the hall. I'm not kidding. Get out or I'll have to arrest you. Brian, get over here. Sadie waited. At the end of the hall, she could hear an argument unfolding, voices rising. For 30 seconds, she waited. A minute. She stepped into the darkness. The room was solid black, shadows full of unknowable terror. Her fingers fumbled for her flashlight's release, and she swore under her breath. That feeling was back, the one that hinted at something else. She could imagine what Jim would tell her if he was here. Take it easy now. Just look at each item like a puzzle piece. Nothing else. Figure it out later. Sadie knew this, but right now her calm had fled. The flashlight would not come free. Come on, you bitch. She fought until the edge of her nail finally caught the snap. It flicked open on the holster and she pulled the torch free. With a shaky breath, she clicked it on and lifted it to shine into the room. A crimson image flashed across her eyes. With a cry, Sadie stumbled backwards, her legs moving on their own volition. Her heart was in her throat, ears ringing. She caught her foot on the carpet edge leading to the hallway, almost going to her knees. Somewhere, impossibly far away, she could hear two men arguing. She couldn't understand their words, not with the horror filling her mind. Jordan, get down here! We've got another body.